What's up everybody, it's your boy Corey, and today I'll be talking about the differences between graduate chapters and collegiate chapters. I got a bunch of questions about that earlier in some of my videos, so I want to get into that today, so let's go. Alright, so I'm gonna start off with collegiate chapters. Collegiate chapters pretty much reside in a college or university. So whenever you join at your university or your college, that's when it's considered a collegiate chapter. Now it's huge differences between a collegiate chapter and a grad chapter. So I'm gonna kind of outline those to you right now. So with collegiate chapters, it's pretty much going to help you with your social experience. If you're looking for more of a social experience, whether that's parties, whether that's stepping, strolling, having a probate, just communicating with other students and people, meeting a lot of people, collegiate chapters is going to be the way to go, because grad chapters really don't focus on those aspects of fraternity life, pretty much, if that makes sense. So with collegiate chapters, the process is different. You will go through the process, you will have initiation, and then you will have a probate to reveal yourself to the campus. That's the experience that a lot of people look forward to. A lot of people are looking forward to having that probate and just being lit, being live, being excited, you know what I'm talking about. Look at my probate video and experience in reference to that. But a lot of people are looking forward to that experience because that's what a lot of people see on campus. They go to probates, they go see all these guys, girls, if you're joining a sorority, have fun and come out to the campus. So a lot of people are looking for that experience, and that comes with that experience is a stepping and strolling. People look forward to doing that. Now, it's not a requirement that you have to step and stroll in a collegiate chapter, but you will most likely have to at least do one step or stroll, and that's the probate. So, I mean, whether you like it or not, you will have to do it at least one time. Another thing about collegiate chapters, it serves a different purpose. So collegiate chapters are serving the student body and the campus as a whole. So you're really focusing on things you can do in the fraternity to help the student body, help the campus, help minority students, whether it's African American, Hispanic, whether that's Pacific Islanders, whatever you can do, heck, even whites, whatever you can do to help people in that student body have fun, engage in conversations about whether that's Black Lives Matter, have forums about situations that's going on campus in the world. That's what it's really meant for. It's meant to serve the student body. Now, of course, fraternities and sororities go out into the community and do things as well, but their primary focus is to stay within that university and do things to help on the university level. A lot of people say it's harder to get into collegiate chapters than it is to get into graduate chapters. Now, I'm not gonna say that because it just depends on a lot of factors. It depends on the fraternity, it depends on the chapter, it depends on the state, it depends on the region, it depends on a lot of things. So, in that regard, I would not say, yes, it's easy to get into a graduate chapter, but harder to get into a collegiate chapter. I'm not gonna say that because there's so many different parameters that can kind of switch and do all kind of things. With collegiate chapters, you will have a different process. There's different things that go on in a collegiate process than it would in a graduate chapter. So depending on what type of experience you're looking for, the collegiate route might be the way for you to go. If you're not interested in stepping and strolling and partying and socializing and having more of a social experience, then maybe, you know, it might not be for you. But like I said in one of my previous videos, collegiate chapters is more well-rounded, I would say. It's social and business. You have to learn how to operate fraternity, you have to learn how to plan events, you have to learn how to host forums, you have to learn how to do community service, but you also have to learn how to stay social on campus to get people to come to your events. So you will have a business component, but it's more social. It will be more things to do outside the classroom, whether that's tailgates, whether that's partying, whether that's going to step shows, whether that's going to cookouts and strolling and having the time of your life. You just have a lot of options. Now, I'm not saying that grad chapter is all boring and all for old people, and you know, a lot of people have that stereotype, but If you're looking for more of a social experience, and if you're trying to better your college experience, then joining a collegiate chapter is probably better for you. Just putting that out there. Now, grad chapters. Grad chapters definitely have a different process. So with grad chapters, you go through the process, technically, get online, you go through the process, and then at initiation night, once you get initiated, boom, you're in. You're in the fraternity. So there's no probate for you to go to, there's no coming out show, there's none of that. You get initiated, and you're in. And that's it. You don't have to step, you don't have to stroll, you don't have to do any of that. You're in. Like I said, you don't get that experience. If that's something that you're looking forward to doing, you will not get that experience in a graduate chapter. So keep that in mind. Also with grad chapters, I'm not saying that you won't ever get to step, you won't ever get to stroll, but you won't never have a probate in a grad chapter. I can tell you that now. And if so, it's very slim that that would happen. But you will get to step and you will get to stroll. After you join, you can learn how to step, you can learn how to stroll, you can learn how to do all that stuff. That's completely up to you, but you will not have as many opportunities to do that once you join a grad chapter, because they don't have yard shows, they don't have step shows, they don't have stroll offs, stuff like that as your grad chapter. But you can participate in that stuff if you go out and seek it. They do have cookouts where music will be playing, you know, grad chapters bust out a stroll, you know, tailgates. A lot of grad chapters tailgate at football games, stuff like that. You'll be able to stroll there, but there will be less opportunities for you to stroll and show out, as they would say. Also with grad chapters, they're serving on a different level, if that makes sense. Like I said, collegiate chapters are serving on a campus, university-wide level, so it's more micro. Grad chapters are on a macro scale. They're serving the community in which they reside in, whether that's a city, county, state. They're serving at large, pretty much. It's a larger spectrum. So they're doing community service events most of the time. They're going to church events. They're going to high schools, talking to high school kids, tutoring, reaching out. They're more engaged in the community. They're doing more community outreach, more community engagement. They're hosting events to bring the community together. They're doing things that can raise a bunch of money for fundraisers, philanthropies that these organizations are striving to build. They're doing the bulk of that work to get those funds up. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of planning. It's a lot of money that's going through these graduate chapters that have to be managed. So whenever you join a grad chapter, just know you're going to walk into work for real. You're going to walk in and you're going to get a position and you're going to be put to work. So make sure you realize that if you're looking to join a grad chapter, thinking about joining a grad chapter, it is going to be a lot of work up front, but it's worth it. It's still a lifelong commitment, just like a collegiate chapter. You're still in it forever. But it is going to be more work up front. Some fraternities only have graduate chapters in one city in the state, or they might have multiple chapters in multiple cities in the state. Like I know here in Columbia, South Carolina, we have 2 graduate chapters, and if I better say, in Columbia, South Carolina. So you kind of have to figure out which grad chapter best fits your needs, you as a person. A lot of people think once you join a fraternity, you automatically move into graduate chapter. It's not an automatic process if you're already in that fraternity. You don't automatically go into a grad chapter. You still have to go out and seek that, hey, I want to join this grad chapter. Most likely you won't have to go through the process. Most likely you can just do some transfer papers and it's easier once you are already in that fraternity. But if you've never been in that fraternity a day in your life, you have to go through the process. But if you've already joined as a collegiate, most likely you just have to do some transfer paperwork. Probably have to have 1 or 2 sessions, things of that nature. Get updated on what graduate chapters do and serve and things like that, and you're good. Some guys graduate from college and they're like, you know something, I don't want to go into a graduate chapter right away. I want to go off, get me a nice career, get my job set up, get all that straight. Then I'll look into joining a grad chapter once I'm settled and know for sure this is where I'm going to be. Because one thing is, once you graduate and you join a grad chapter, a lot of times people join grad chapters in which the city they reside in. So if you graduate, you get a job in Texas and you live in New York and you already joined a New York grad chapter, but you're moving to Texas, it's going to be harder for you to communicate and get to events and serve that community if you all the way in Texas. So a lot of people hold off maybe 1, 2, 3, heck, might be 10, 5 years they might hold off before they join the grad chapter, because they're just trying to figure out where they're going to be in life. A lot of people have to kind of figure out if that's what they're ready for. And some people move straight into it. So it really depends on you as a fraternity member, or if you aren't in a fraternity and you graduated college, you gotta figure out what your life goals are and where you're headed, and kind of figure out where you're going to join grad chapter. And one, if the city or state that you join a grad chapter have a grad chapter. Also, with grad chapters, I don't know why people give guys, heck, girls that join grad chapters a hard rap, like, oh, you went the easy route. Oh, you couldn't make it in collegiate, so you had to go do a grad chapter. Don't do that, people. Don't do that to people, because you never know their situation. So with grad chapters, yes, it might be people that couldn't get into a collegiate chapter and they want to do grad chapter. And if so, so what? They're still interested. They're still going to be a lifelong member. They're still going to put in work in the fraternity. They're still going to be them. Let them be them. Let them do them. Leave them alone. But kind of realize that there are certain situations that happen in which people decide to join grad chapter. They might have not had the fraternity on the yard. So they're like, I really want to be a Sigma, and they don't have Sigma here, so I'm just wait to do grad chapter. I don't want to do anything else. I'm just wait. And if so, that's a dedicated person that you actually need in a fraternity, because they waited. They could have did any fraternity that was on that campus, but they waited till they graduated and did grad chapter. That, to me, that's dedication right there. That's loyalty. That's commitment. Like, you don't know people's situations, so to downplay somebody for doing grad chapter is always negative, in my opinion. I would never downplay somebody for joining a grad chapter, because I don't know their situation. It could have been a situation where they did have the fraternity on the yard, but they just couldn't get down with the chapter. Because like I said in one of my previous videos, sometimes a chapter don't quite align with what the fraternity is doing. So they might not agree with that. So they're like, I'm just do grad chapter. Sometimes that happens. So it really just depends, but never knock somebody for doing grad chapter, because you never know their situation. But that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, man, y'all know to leave me a comment. I appreciate all my active subscribers that constantly comment on my videos, constantly like, constantly share. I really do appreciate y'all. I hope y'all realize that. And like I said, I am here for y'all. So if you have any questions about fraternities, anything, and I know y'all know I do have a Man Talk Monday series that we talk about things outside of fraternity stuff and just man stuff, so where we can talk, you know, have a beer, sit down, chill. So definitely look into that too. Send me some scenarios for that. I'll love to reach out to y'all and help y'all out. But thanks for watching.